travels. Well, good evening, folks.
Hello.
And welcome back to another Travels of Red Rover. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Corinne.
And this week you will find us in Mount Hood National Forest.
It's our first visit here. It's in northern Oregon, I would say.
Yep, north central Oregon, not too far from Portland. And we're spending the few days here shooting some reflections of the mountain on the lakes, and we picked actually two lakes that we're using. One is Trillium Lake and the other one is Frog Lake, and tonight we're at Frog Lake.
We visited Trillium Lake yesterday, but we had quite a crowd around with us, so we didn't feel entirely comfortable doing video with a lot of onlookers. So
yep.
You get us tonight when we're at a lake that's very quiet.
Yep, tonight we're really fortunate. We're virtually the only people here, so we put the place pretty much to ourselves. Unfortunately, the conditions are not absolutely great for shooting reflections right now because we got a little too much wind, but we're hoping that will settle down as the evening comes on.
It's cool tonight, as you might be able to tell by our attire. We were out with sweatshirts last night, and we were on the edge of being uncomfortable. And it's not too bad right now, but the breeze is a little cool, and as the sun gets lower, we'll notice a temperature drop. So we just thought we'd dress for the cooler temperatures later.
Yeah, actually, I was on the cold side of comfortable last night and ended up actually walking back to the truck to get my heavy jacket. So tonight I brought it with me, and I am a good deal more comfortable. So right now we're waiting for the mountain to the sun to set a little bit more on the mountain. The mountain is really quite lovely sitting up above the trees, and we'll show you that in a second. And hopefully the lake will calm down and we'll get a just gorgeous reflection shot. Now, the one thing that isn't happening tonight is there are no clouds in the sky. So we're not going to get a colorful cloudy evening. It's going to be pretty much mountain and water, so we'll just have to see how that works out.
Yeah, it could be pretty limiting in terms of drama.
Yeah, it might be a pretty boring shot, really, is what she's saying. And we're going to play around with it a little bit and see what we can do. So we'll talk to you in a few minutes when we show you the mountain over the lake. Well, here's Mount Hood, and you're looking at Frog Lake with Mount Hood up in the distance there. As you can see, the sun is still lighting the mountain very brightly. There's a little bit of brightness on these trees over here, but these trees on the other side have actually gone dark. So we're going to let probably the sun set a little bit more and allow the trees on the right hand side to get a little bit darker, and hopefully the wind will come down and all of this little bit of chop on the water will disappear as the evening comes on.
Well, this is a view of the beach at the parking lot end of Frog Lake, and you can see it's quite a wide beach, and there's some rocks on the shore and some wood debris. It's not particularly conducive for laying out your towel and sunbathing, and it doesn't look particularly attractive for pictures, so I don't think either of us are likely to use much of this wood debris in our foregrounds. There's some picnic tables up in the bush areas there, a little bit out of view, and several parking spots and a pit toilet for people who are down here visiting the beach for the day. There's also some picnic tables over on that other shore as it approaches the north end of the lake.
So we're getting set up for the shot tonight. Now, at this time, the water is still too choppy to get a reflection. So we're playing around with a few settings and shots while we're waiting. Now, one of the things I was doing was actually playing with the logs that are out in the water here a little bit, and they are floating and moving around. So I've actually adjusted my ISO quite high. It's actually at about 1,000 right now, in order to get a shutter speed that is in about 1/100th of a second, in order to get the logs to sort of freeze when I take the shot. Normally, if we were shooting we were shooting the reflection, I'd be on ISO 100, and I'd be trying to slow down the shutter speed to anywhere from 2 to 6 seconds, depending on how choppy the water is. And sometimes we'll even go up to 20 seconds. Last night when we were at Trillium Lake, the part of the lake was a little choppy and part of the lake was really quite calm, and as a result we needed to go for much higher shutter speeds in order to get the full reflection to show. Now, so right now I've got it set so that I'm shooting about f11 and I'm focusing on the end of the logs, because you know, the mountain is far enough away that it will be in focus, even though I'm not really focusing on it at this time. And that'll produce sort of a nice rich photograph at the same time. Also, I've got a couple filters in. I'm right now using a single 3-stop hard edge neutral density filter, and I'm setting it up so that it's right along the edge of the tree line, so you won't be able to see the filter edge on the photograph. And what that's doing is the sky is very, very bright, and by adding the filter, it makes the sky in a similar balance of light as the lake, so that the brightness gets taken down quite a bit and the lake and sky look similar in terms of brightness. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, and really for all intent and purposes I'm just fooling around waiting for the wind to calm down here as sunset comes on. Well, it's just about sunset, and the wind never did calm down. As you can see, there's just a little tiny bit of glow left on the mountain, and we're probably just going to pack it in for the night and try again in the morning. Well, it's early the next morning, and Corinne's getting us coffee. We'll need
start with coffee.
Yeah, always good to start with coffee. It is indeed. It's about 5:30 in the morning, and we really can't see much until about 6. So we're gonna have a coffee and then head out to do some photography this morning.
We're at the edge of Frog Lake this morning, and there's a little bit of a breeze rippling the surface of the lake, but it looks like a nice morning. We got here in good time. The light is just starting to show up on the edge of Mount Hood, and I think this venue point is much better than Trillium Lake for this time of year, because I think we'll get more of the morning sun glow on the mountain peak, so that'll be nice for our pictures today. One of the things, if you're getting into landscape photography and you're new, is learning to set up your equipment very quickly, because when you have to get up early in the morning, being able to assemble your equipment quickly and get that first light can be really important to you and get you the good pictures.
As you can see, our conditions are a little different than they were last night. We still have a bit of a breeze, but we have this beautiful mist forming on the lake. So even if we were unable to get a really nice reflection shot today, we'd probably be able to use this mist to give a kind of a ethereal feel to the photograph. So light is just starting to kick off. We're about half an hour before sunrise, and we're already starting to see some nice light showing up on the mountain. So it's time to get busy. When you're out shooting on mornings like today, where there's a lot of mist on the lake and it's quite humid, you'll notice that we get quite a bit of condensation on the filters, and you need to remember to clean those off on a regular basis, which I tend to forget to do. The other thing too is that when you're using the filters, it's really important that you pay a little bit of attention to where you've got them located. You'll notice that on this filter I've got a gap at the top here, which is letting in light. So I actually have to readjust this filter just a little bit so that it's got the top of the lens covered. Anyway, a couple little filter tips for you. So the light's getting really nice up on the mountain right at the moment. It's just giving a nice little glow to the one side of the mountain, right in about, right in there. My big finger coming in. And it's been really quite nice to shoot. We're not getting much of a reflection shot. There's just too many ripples in the water. And even when we slow down the camera speed a lot, it's just not quite there. So we're just using the mist and the mountain and the light for our shots.
One of the techniques we tend to use when we're working at sunrise and sunset is to take many exposures over several minutes. Because while you think that the light might be ideal at a certain time or not quite ready at a certain time, you can't really know how it's going to develop. So the best thing to do is to take pictures every 30 seconds, every minute, when the sun is coming up, when the sun is setting. And then you can select from those multiple images the one that really got the best light during your time out. And the one thing about digital is it's pretty cheap to take lots of pictures. You only need memory cards, not like the old film days when you had to be conservative about how many exposures you took. Well, we've pretty much wrapped up our morning here at Frog Lake, taking pictures of Mount Hood.
Yeah, the fog is actually still here and it's coming at us now, so you might actually see a little bit going by behind us in the trees here. So it's been a lovely morning and we've had a great time, even though we didn't get that reflection picture we were after.
Yeah, and we did think that the angle of light from Frog Lake for sunrise is a little bit better than from Trillium Lake, so just something to keep in mind if you want to come up this way.
But regardless of that, try both. They're both lovely locations. Well, we sure hope you enjoyed this video.
If you did, please give us a thumbs up.
And as always, if you'd like to know when we release videos, don't forget to hit that notification bell.
And if you enjoy what you're seeing, we hope you'll consider subscribing, and we want to thank everyone who has subscribed already.
Yes, thank you for continuing to follow us and to watch our videos. We enjoyed making them, and we especially enjoy bringing you along with us.
And if you have friends who are into photography or travel, please share this channel with them as well.
Thank you very much. And as always, if you have any comments, don't hesitate to leave them below. We enjoy hearing from you, and we try to respond to all of them.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. And here are a few of our favorite photographs that we took during our visit to Mount Hood. We hope you enjoy it.